Good morning or afternoon, everyone. Before we proceed to the main part, we prepared a few games that are related to our topic that called Jumbo Letters about starch appetizer. But first, what is starch appetizer? Starch is a white, odorless, and tasteless substance found in some foods and used as a thickener or stabilizer. Foods having a high content of starch as rice, breads, and potatoes. In short, an appetizer that includes starch as an ingredient. Now this is the first sample letters that we prepared for you to guess. Please raise your hand if you want to answer.
Meta Maca.
For the second one, please raise your hand if you want to answer.
Meta Maca.
For the third one, raise your hand to those who want to answer.
Meta Maca.
For the fourth one, raise your hand if you want to answer.
Meta Maca.
For the last part of the game, please raise your hand if you want to answer.
Meta Maca.
Steps of serving appetizer.
Number 1. Vary the number of selections based on the number of guests. Stick with 3 appetizers when inviting 10 guests or less. If you are inviting 10 to 20 guests, offer 5 different choices. When your guest list range between 20 and 40 guests, offer 7 selections. If your guest list exceeds 40 guests, provide 9 different choices.
In general, appetizer can be classified under 5 families: garden, starch, protein, snacks, and dips, spreads. Garden appetizer include vegetable, fruits, potatoes, and olives. Starch appetizer include finger sandwich, dumpling, pie, pizza, phyllo, pastry, bruschetta, breadsticks, crackers in buns. Protein appetizer include meatballs in slides, meats, squared meats, chicken wing, sushi, and egg dishes. Snacks appetizer include nuts, chips, pretzel, spread, dips in a spread, include jamon, molasses, preserves, compound butters, and any other spreads served with crackers, fruits, and vegetables.
And the main course before selecting your appetizers. You should plan out your main course. Once you've determined that, you should choose appetizer that prepare the palate without overwhelming it. If your main course will be filled with rich foods, make sure that most of your appetizer are fairly light and fresh. Conversely, if you're serving lighter dish as your main course, offer rich appetizer choices. Kung ang main course mo po ay rich foods, ang appetizer mo naman po dapat ay light and fresh. Kung lighter dish naman po ang main course mo, ang appetizer naman po ay rich appetizers po dapat.
Consider the aesthetic. Great appetizer will please both the eye and the stomach. Choose appetizer with contrasting color and shape to catch your guest's eyes.
Fifth, include at least one convenience item. Convenience items are simple appetizer that require no preparation beyond plating them. These choices are both cost-effective and easy to serve. Your appetizer should include more than just convenience item if you want to really impress your guests. But the occasional convenience item is a welcome option. Simple options should include cold vegetable, crackers, cheese cubes, nuts, and chips.
Here's the few questions that I prepared for you to answer. Number 1. In inviting 10 to 20 guests, offer blank different choices. Please raise your hand if you want to volunteer. The correct answer is 5. Number 2. Give at least one from the 5 families of appetizer. Again, raise your hand if you want to answer. The answer is it can be garden, starch, protein, snacks, and deep spreads. And for number 3, if your main course will be filled with rich food, make sure that most of your appetizers are fairly blank. Just like before, please raise your hand if you want to answer. The correct answer is light and fresh. When or where to serve appetizer?
Now let's proceed to the when or where to serve the appetizer. First, know when to serve the appetizer. Cold appetizers should be set out before the party actually starts. Hot appetizers should be bought out once most, if not all, of the guests have arrived.
Number 2, serve some of the appetizer on tray. Cold appetizer that sit out the entire time can be placed on a table somewhere. But for hot appetizer, serve fresh, serve them on a large tray or platter. Because serving foods on a tray makes it easier for you to take the appetizer around to each guest at your party.
Clear room around simple appetizers. Some appetizers, especially the cold ones, can be kept out on display for people to pick at. Among the selection, your guests are more likely to crowd around the simple choices, so you should keep a little extra space around them to prevent the area from getting too crowded.
Number 4, set drinks out as well. Your guests will need something to drink as much they need on appetizer. Set up a separate beverage table where they can get what they need. A better option would be to set out pre-measured beverage depending on the nature of your party. Light cocktails could be appropriate, or you might still prepare a non-alcoholic punch. Now for another question, we're going to proceed answering the question we prepared for you. Number 1. It is the appetizer that should be set out before the party actually starts. Raise your hand as well if you want to answer. The answer is cold appetizer. Number 2. It is used for serving foods and make it easier for you to take the appetizer around to each guest at your party. Raise your hand if you know the answer. The answer is tray. And for the last question, it is the appetizer that should be brought at once most, if not all, of the guests have arrived. Raise your hand if you know the answer. The answer is hot appetizer. Thank you for listening.